Welcome to Simple Theology.
Welcome to Simple Theology.
Augustine, you made this a whole lot better. Thank you for doing this.
Well,
it sucked the 2 weeks before, so thank you for coming last week.
Well, I hope it's getting better. Yeah.
In Ecclesiastes, we're going to continue, and man, I know some of you are hanging tough and tight. Thank you. Some of you have wiped out on us. This is a tough book, but a great book. But in 6:13 or 12, he says, "For who knows what is good for a man in all the days of his life?" And I found out you're good for the podcast. Thank you.
Why is that?
Because I was sucking without you. I needed you around.
So you don't know what is good for you in all the days of your life.
I know that we need...
Surprise that you needed me, huh?
Come on, Justin. Augustine made this good, didn't he? Yeah, a whole lot better. Sure. Let's do it. We got 30 minutes, and we got to rock. We are only in Ecclesiastes chapter 7.
Just burn it down. It's 1 o'clock, too.
Yeah, and I got meetings. Ecclesiastes 7:1.
It's my siesta time. Infringing my siesta time, baby.
Oh, Jesus. This is why you need to pray for me. I mean, have you seen Jeremy around here, and Justin and Augustine, and oh my Lord.
All right, so Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. Now I can deal with the first one.
So what do you say about the first one?
No, I mean, it's good. You know, a good name is always good. I want to have a good name. Everybody wants to have a good name. So what I'm saying is I can take the first part of the verse pretty good. I can understand it. I can digest it.
Yeah.
You know, be okay with it.
I wrote down here your character and your reputation, but the problem is it's built one day at a time. You can also lose it one day at a time.
Yeah.
You can actually lose it in one day.
One day, yeah. Yeah.
Your marriage can be lost in a day. Your ministry can be lost in a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Financial portfolio can be lost in a day. You build your house one brick at a time.
Yeah. And so, it says, you build your house one brick at a time, so your daily decisions, that's how important your daily decisions are.
Yeah, daily decisions. That's why you need to open with prayer. God, help me not make a dumb decision.
Yeah, yeah.
I need help with that.
Absolutely. Me too. A good name is better than precious ointment. Better than precious ointment.
We're going to talk quickly a little bit about death, but here's at the funeral, really, that's when you don't really care about how much money they had. Their name means everything. Yeah.
Yes, pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. You know, hence the importance of our Christian character, and just our character as a person. But I would say character. Well, yeah, I mean, it is explained here. Character is not built in a day, per se, we know that. But then it's not judged also by one day.
True.
Yeah. But it's an overtime type of thing.
Yeah. Ecclesiastes 7, so the last of verse 1 and 2. What's it say?
And the day of death, better than the day of one's birth. Better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will take it to heart.
We said, we taught this, it must have been the third week of the live services we were doing on Ecclesiastes, where I said, death is a silent teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Many times we don't listen to that.
Yeah.
I wrote down here, life's like a picture frame, and death like frames our life. And so you have 27,000 days to live. Then all of your opportunities to learn, to love, to leave an impact are gone. So you better not waste one.
27,000 days?
That's an average life.
Man.
So sometimes it's like when you turn on your GPS, don't be sending me on no bypasses, and don't be sending me, I went the fastest, straightest way there.
Sure.
And I think Solomon's saying you better turn on your GPS in life and realize where you want to go. and not be wasting time
Sure.
because you're going to come to the end.
Sure.
So figure the start and the finish. I'm sorry, I'm gabbing on.
Yeah. No. You have Philippians chapter 1, where Paul says, "For me, to live is Christ, and to die is gain."
Yeah. Death is victory for us.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. You know, the thing that impacts me here of verse 2 is that it says, the living, I thought he said the wise will take it to heart. But anyways, so I understand it to be saying, like, pay attention to that.
Yeah.
You know.
And the living will take it to heart. I'm not sure what that I don't know Hebrew, so I don't know what that word is. Number 3.
Number 3, verse
So
3.
again, we just have 11 points of wisdom that he's dropping here. Like they're quick, like bam, bam, bam. Here's how a man can live wise.
Yeah.
So number 3.
So number 3,
Better read scripture first.
sorrow is better than laughter, for by a sad countenance the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is on the house of the mourning, but the heart of fools in the house of mirth. You have to explain that mirth to me.
Frankincense.
All right.
We wrote down here, learn to lament. And then I wrote the synonym. I'm sorry, I used the word lament. But I did it for a reason because there's a whole book written on it, Lamentations.
Lamentations, yeah.
The word lament is you need to learn to cry. You need to learn to grieve. You need to learn to walk through the hurt. And if you don't walk through them, you get stuck and life turns out horrible. But when you learn to grieve and you grieve properly, you can be healed on the other side and you've learned from it.
Yeah.
True, when we lost Rodney, we've had to learn, but we've grown from it and learned from it. We can't get stuck there.
Yeah.
He would have been great to have in the podcast.
Absolutely.
But he's rejoicing in heaven, and you can't live bitter over that, right?
Yeah. You know, something very powerful that I think you wrote is when, where you say that, what was I going with this? I just had a moment here.
That's what happens when you get old. Point number 12, when you get old, you forgot.
No. Talking about mourning or talking about lamenting, you say that in the Western culture, we mourn in private. And maybe that's why we don't mourn properly.
We don't. That's the whole point of
you know,
this.
because we self-medicate, you know, we probably don't want to talk about it, don't want to deal with it.
Yep.
You know, I'd rather pop a couple of pills and go to sleep.
That's it.
Or be depressed, you know, for a week or whatever. Whereas in the ancient culture or
the Eastern culture,
you know, the mourning was publicly.
Yeah. Biblically, they did think God shut down the whole journey from Egypt into the promised land with Moses dying for 30 days. Bam, it's done. You guys ain't going nowhere. You're going to learn to grieve.
Wow. No, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah. And so we, you know, in the Eastern culture, they'll celebrate it. They'll shut things down. You've got to be able to celebrate, like death for a believer is a victory, and you have to learn to celebrate that publicly. You have to learn to deal with it publicly. You can't just hide away from it.
Yeah.
That's why we do grief share, and that's very important because people get stuck. And 3 years later, you're still, it's okay in a time for crying, right? It's a time for, you've had parts in your life. I've had parts in my life.
Sure.
We weep over something. We cry over something. And you just got to go through the process.
Yeah. But I'll say this is eye-opening for me, at least, because culturally, we're not, you know, my culture, we're not good about grieving. You know.
So do you guys the same way?
Hold it in.
Yeah.
Don't cry. Kind of, you know.
Yeah.
You know, keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
And you know that has terrible consequences.
Has terrible consequences.
We lose time.
Yeah.
We're not grieving properly. Yeah. Very good.
I wrote down here, you know, Jesus wept. He also mourned over Jerusalem. And so I wrote, only a fool thinks about good times all the time. Sometimes you have to just grab hold of the tough times and
Yeah.
Can't get mad, angry, because I want to blame everybody else, right? Or whatever. But you just got to go internal and say, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Number 4, point number 4. Man, we're cruising through this.
Number 4, chapter 7, verses 5 and 6. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. For like the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This is also vanity.
You know, fools speak to you and people with wisdom speak to you. You have to learn what the difference is, and then you do need to learn to listen to the wise. We all need somebody to speak in our life.
Yeah, certainly. And, talking about rebuke, we don't like, naturally, I don't think we're attracted to that. We don't like to be rebuked, to be disciplined, to be, confronted or give account. But it's beneficial. Certainly.
I think about your relationship with our friendship, our working friendship. There's been times I've supported you, times I rebuke you, but you've grown from those. Have you been able to speak tough things to me? Yeah, there's times you say some tough things to me.
Have I, Pastor? I don't remember. I'm having another moment.
Jeremy, I need some help up here. Somebody come rescue this old man.
Yeah.
There's sometimes you say, you're not going to like this, but you better hear it. Come on.
Yeah, no, I have.
Yeah.
I have.
And the key is we got to learn from them, right? You got to learn to listen to. If a fool's speaking to you, you got to put those words away, because both are speaking, the wise and the fools. We have them both speaking to us, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. And so you got to learn. So there were 2 things here along this part. Actually, this thought came from another pastor. He said, but I thought this is valuable. A fool treats everything with a levity that's unfitting. In other words, a fool tends to be shallow. He doesn't really, he can't swim when he gets in deep water. So a fool will laugh at things, make light of things, but sometimes a wise person, you have to get deep with somebody.
Sure.
And it's not always fun. It's not always pleasant, right? It's the word levity there is festive, trifling, folly, a picnic, festival. I mean, sometimes a relationship gets tough, and you need to be able to speak to somebody, and somebody needs to be able to hear. And who do you have speaking wisdom to you? I know you do. I know Jeremy. I mean, I know Jeremy gets mad at me, but there's times I speak tough things in him and not. And I tried to speak a word of wisdom to Justin this morning, sitting back there. I told him Maryland basketball's terrible, so don't bring it up again. But
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I think Pastor, an important point here too is that I think there's wisdom in us recognizing or understanding that we need someone to speak into our lives.
Yeah.
And then, when we're being called to the carpet, so to speak, I said, you know what? Yeah, I mean, this deserves my attention. I need to be careful on this. I need to pay attention to this area of my life or something. But I think there's wisdom in receiving rebuke, instruction or however you want to call it.
Great wisdom in it. By the way, you like our new mic stands? I noticed you just hit yours.
I love it. I'm trying to be careful.
This is because Jeremy wanted these a while back, and I was like fighting him over the finances, and I finally gave in. Jeremy, let's hear your applause. Yeah, Justin clapping back there too.
Everybody clapping. Everybody clapping. Man.
And number 2, here's 2 ways to know how a fool's speaking or how wise. Number 1 was a fool treats everything with a levity that's unfitting, and the second part of that is a fool fades fast like a fire. Yeah. A fool will speak at first, but when it gets really tough, they just flame out, and they're gone quickly. They won't stay the course.
Yeah. Yeah. You have phrases here like they start hot, they have big talk, but quick dreams, but they're gone quickly.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Because even a wise person will stick with you, stays through. Even when things aren't going right, they hang with you.
Yeah. Hey, well, look what you wrote here. Fools don't stay the course. Boy, I like that.
Yeah.
They don't stick around.
Yep.
right? They don't keep their word. They're not committed.
Yep.
They start hot, but then they fade away.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you have to discern who the fool is speaking to you and the wise. Point number 5. Ecclesiastes 7:7.
Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression destroys a wise man's reason, and a bribe debase the heart. Is that how you say it? Debase?
Debases the heart.
Debases the heart. So surely oppression destroys a wise man's reason, and a bribe debases the heart.
I wrote here, shortcuts don't leave. How did I write it? Shortcuts are dead ends.
Shortcuts are dead ends. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like say in money, if you take a shortcut in your financial situation, it'll usually lead you to a dead end.
Yeah.
It doesn't fix anything.
Yeah. Eventually
Yeah.
you pay for it.
You pay for it.
You know. Yeah.
In relationships, not dealing with the issue, not being honest, and in your marriage, trying to take a shortcut, just because all those things fester up, and it doesn't work to take shortcuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had seen one commentator say he was trying to refer all this to politics, which is some good thought if you read through it politically. But, so here's where, like, a lot of this all bleeds in, the character, and then all this of, like, shortcuts are dead ends. What will you do when you are bribed, when you have a chance to have a shortcut? How will you handle it?
Yeah.
I remember we were having, I don't know if I say this publicly. We had some trouble with some land we owned, and one of the neighbors was causing some issues, and then one of the employees of that neighbor came to me and said, if you get me a ticket to Florida, I'll give you all the information you need to know on that person. And my first thought was, I want to know, but I ain't taking no bribe. I am a man of God. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And I had to turn it down. I walked away saying, doggone it, I wish I knew what he was going to say to me.
Yeah. Hey, so I come from a culture of bribe. I remember growing up in where I come from, the traffic police, we call it transito, the transit police, they stop you for nothing. I mean, literally nothing, but they just want a little money.
Yeah.
And it's so rooted in so deep in the culture that you always had bribe money. Going across the border, man, with a truck full of used clothes and stuff for the family. They'd be wanting $300-$400, but if you roll up just dollar bills and, put like $50 bills and it makes a big one, then there's cameras and there are people. So you don't give them no $300. Say, hey, here you go.
Under the table.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. Hey, but the point that I was trying to make, the first part of the verse where it says that oppression drives like a wise man goes crazy, or it's rough.
Yeah.
Having to navigate and live in that kind of culture.
And it will root at your wisdom. I think Solomon's trying to say, look, if you do this, it sounds wise, or it may be relieving, but it's not really relieving to you. It really doesn't fix it.
Yeah.
I wrote here, shortcuts are dead ends in God's economy. Like, you can manipulate something in finances or whatever, but look, it eventually costs you in God. Like, if you owe taxes, pay your taxes. Don't cheat and think God's going to bless it, right?
Yeah.
Or like...
Pastor Dana, I know a country song about taxes.
Sing it.
All my friends are paying taxes.
Keep on. Give me the next slide. Come here, Justin. Join in on us with this. Bring some East Side influence on it. My
crazy.
friends are paying taxes. What else does it say?
That's it. That's all I know.
Dear Jesus.
But that time is coming. And you're right. We need to pay taxes. Pay your taxes, right?
Yeah. I wrote, it's easy to make excuses for why we take what is not ours or take more than we have coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'm going to read that again. It's easy to make excuses for why we take what's not actually ours. Let's say this. You're at work. You're ticked because you don't think they pay you enough, so you steal office supplies to take them home.
Or you leave early.
Or you leave early.
Or you come in late.
Or you come in late.
Or take a siesta
And
in
you-
the 30-minute lunch.
You're so fired.
I'm talking too much, huh?
No, you're siestas.
Yeah, yeah.
And look, it's easy to justify why we do that. But like in God's way, that's not right. God's not going to bless that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Yeah. You know what that reveals is a corrupt heart.
Corrupt heart.
Yeah.
Very good.
corrupt
So,
heart.
chapter 7, verse 8,
So this is point number 6.
point number 6. The end of a thing is better than its beginning. The patient spirit is better than the proud. The patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
So these next two subjects I hate to talk about
Yeah.
because I'm guilty.
Can we just skip him then, Pastor?
I'm guilty. I'm just telling you right now, I'm guilty.
Yeah.
Patience, I hate. But I got to learn, and I don't pray for it,
I know.
but God's like going to teach me anyway. Because I promise every line I get into, it's the longest line.
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's how it works.
A proud person has a good start, but a patient person has a good finish.
A good finish.
That was from J.D. Dunn. A proud person has a good start, but a patient person has a good finish. You can start good, but hey, you know what? I want to finish good. Pastor Augustine, you too. I know you as a man of God. And one thing I love about you is like, you and I both had crazy starts. We started ministry just out of a desire, God changing our life. But man, we want to finish good. And it means a lot. It means a lot to you. It means a lot to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to finish good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was playing with my granddaughter today, Noelle. We were jumping on rocks. And if he fell off the rock, he got bit by the shark. But, I was just looking at her, just saying, I love you. And then I was thinking to her, man, I want to finish good.
Yeah.
Because she said to me, she goes, Bubba, when I grew up, she gave me like 5 professions all at once. And then I said, you don't want to be a preacher? And she says, that's what you are, Bubba.
Oh.
So anyway, you want a good finish. I want to finish well in her sight.
Yes, indeed.
I love this verse. I don't know. Is this too hard to put this up, Jeremy? I appreciate you guys back there helping us. Thank you. Justin and Jeremy would probably both like coffees on Sunday. If you've been watching this podcast, they would appreciate it. Yeah, they're both clapping back there. Justin would probably want a donut, but he's clapping. But Jeremy would like a Starbucks coffee. What do you like your Starbucks like, Jeremy? A flat light?
A flat white.
Oh, a flat white. Okay. Can you put 1 Kings 20:11? This verse is spoken so well by Ahab of all people. Can you believe we're going to quote Ahab in the Bible? But man, I found this and I was like shocked. 1 Kings chapter 20 verse 11. Ahab teaches. This is a mouthful of wisdom. Hey, Justin, Jeremy, learn from this. Dana's going to learn from this.
1 Kings 20:11.
Yeah. Read it.
So the king of Israel answered and said, tell him, let not the one who puts on his armor boast like the one who takes it off.
You know what he's saying? That's got us deep in thought. You taking your armor off like you already won the war.
Like you won the war.
And then bragging about it. Mm-hmm. Like you can start well by putting on your armor and act like you're tough and pull it off. But if you haven't won the war yet, you're a fool. And some of us are bragging early.
Powerful. Yeah. Wow.
It's not wise. I wrote this here. If you do something, you don't have to say that you did it. The results will speak for themselves.
Right.
That's a powerful statement.
It is. It is.
If you do something, you don't have to run around bragging about it. The results will speak for itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
You know, verses 7 through 9, all here, I wrote this down. This helped me as I was dealing with my issues of patience, and then he's going to deal with a subject that I could struggle with is anger, where he says, you know, patience wins over pride. I think my nose is going to start bleeding. My nose has been bleeding here, so I may have to let you finish this, and I'll jump right back in here.
All right.
I want to be snuffling all over. But verses 7 through 9 talk about patience wins over pride. Hey, well, we have a few uncut videos. There was a bug on the back of Augustine, and Jeremy just let it run, crawled right up into your ear.
And he said, he's okay. He's okay. He's not okay if he's crawling on you, Jeremy.
Stink bug.
Of all bugs have to be a stink bug. My gosh.
I noticed you did smell funny. And then my nose was bleeding.
Yeah, that's terrible. That is terrible.
Jeremy, you're going to pay for that.
You can't do that, Jeremy.
He's going to have a couple out clips. Ecclesiastes number 7, so it's Ecclesiastes 7:9.
Do not hasten in your spirit to be angry, for anger rests in the bosom of fools.
In the what?
Bosom?
The bosom.
Bosom?
The belly. Doesn't say the butt. It's the belly.
See what I have to put up with. Come on.
Here, I wrote this. You know, anger happens, but the problem is that you can't let it control you. So you admit it, you've got, and I mean, I still deal with it. I have to admit it. I have to get rid of it. I can't let it rest inside of me. And like, so if you're a visionary, I know that you are, it's easy to get angry because you don't have control over it, or it's messing up the vision. Like for a church, when we're trying to win people, your heart, my heart, when we're trying to reach the lost, we're trying to reach a city, we try to reach the world, something hinders that, we get ticked at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not necessarily bad to have like those anger thoughts at the first. You just can't let it control you. You got to stop it. You got to get control over it. And then you can't let it rest inside of you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it
Please
does.
speak to me on that.
It does. I can't remember the quote, but or from who I heard it, but he says that in leadership, you can get so far ahead of the people you're leading until you become a ghost, and people are afraid of you. Like, who is he? What is he talking about?
Yeah.
So there's a balance, in leadership with the people that we are leading.
I think John Maxwell said, 1 step ahead is a visionary, 2 steps ahead is, I forget what he called it, but you've lost.
A victim? Did he call it a victim or something like that?
No, not a victim, but 2 steps ahead, you're not even leading them. They're lost.
So, and I think part of that frustration comes from that because, your vision is moving, you're moving, you're flowing, you're going in the direction, and you don't see the same passion, maybe the same commitment, maybe the same.
Yeah,
so
it's all a part of it. Yeah. I tried to look at I am so far from studying Hebrew. I think I'm a Greek scholar, and I'm not. I act like I am, but I'm not.
Yeah.
But the Hebrew, I struggle. But I went through and tried to look at the word anger, because really the word deals with frustration in the Greek. But I think even in the Hebrew, it is to a bit. I wrote down again, I guess I was thinking about GPS. It's like when you put in a GPS and then have you ever put in your GPS where you're going and then the road's closed?
Yeah.
And like, boy, that ticks you off. Like, boy, you should have told me that before I got here.
Yeah. I'll tell you what the crazy thing happens to me. Sometimes when I'm driving by GPS, I don't believe the GPS. And you're directionally challenged anyway. Yeah, and I turn, so I have to drive mile and a half over there to make a U-turn, you know.
I remember when you moved from Mexico, when you moved from Arkansas, might as well be Mexico. I better be careful.
Yeah, because
I'm preaching in Arkansas this week.
Hello. To
I
my
remember when
Arkansas
you
friends,
moved, though, like
remember that.
the Razorbacks.
Anyways, some of my friends are going to be there to hear you speak. They know you're coming.
Uh-oh.
And they're going to be out on the side of the streets with banners and palms.
Oh, Jesus, help me.
So, but are you going to finish your story or you forgot it?
I don't know what story I was telling now. I don't even know.
Well, I'm going to tell you my story. So,
That's what happens when two old men do a podcast.
Right. So maybe, maybe some won't identify so much with that frustration that comes from leadership. But what about the anger and frustration that you feel, or that many of us feel, like at 3:30, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, on High School in Crawfordsville Road, when traffic is terrible, it's barely moving, and then you have this wonderful friend of ours in the middle lane and decided that he's going to turn left. And it's like, dude, no, you should have, you know what I'm talking, have you ever had any traffic?
Oh, of course.
Issues like that?
Are you pointing your finger at me?
No.
You're just as bad as me. It's me.
I know. And, when he says, we don't need to have it, resting in our hearts. But it's like a Monday through Friday experience. It's like, oh, Lord Jesus, you help me Monday. Can you help me Wednesday? Again, or try to beat traffic or whatever. But as a wise man, we must not be controlled by anger.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
And nowadays with like traffic, man, Justin said it best. I don't know, when he first really came on staff, I remember him saying, he said, nowadays kids don't even fist fight. They just pull out a gun and shoot. Like that still rocks me thinking about that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
nowadays, instead of somebody saying something to you on the road, they just pull out a gun and shoot you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary.
It is.
It's very scary.
It is.
Point number 8. Ecclesiastes 7:10.
Do not say, why were the former days better than these? For you do not inquire wisely concerning these. Wow.
And you know what? You always hear old people say, oh, the old days were better.
I remember the good old days.
I remember the good. You were complaining then.
Yeah.
You're just like the children of Israel, right?
Yeah.
Like, get us out of here. God got them out. And then they're like, why'd you bring us out here to kill us? Well, you idiot. You wanted to leave.
Yeah.
We have a tendency just to remember the good things and we forget the struggles we were going through.
And, that reminds me, Pastor, one of the things that I noticed here on chapter 7, like in the first verses, is like he's saying difficult things are better than easier things per se.
So good. Thank you. That's brilliant. That's
hard things, as we perceive them. Anyways, go ahead.
That's a thread. That's a great insight. That's a thread almost through every one of these, man.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So it's like, to me, it's like he's saying maybe some of the best lessons that we learn.
So good, Augustine.
We learn them through hardships. In days when the Lord takes us to that corner, to the end of the rope, so to speak,
Yeah.
and you don't know what to do. You don't have the funds. You don't have nothing else, within your reach for you to do.
Yeah.
And you have to come to the point where you say, Lord, I need you. I need your intervention.
That's a brilliant
I need your
thought.
help here.
Boy, you got me stuck. That's brilliant thought. I love that. That fits in all these. So anyway, you can't move forward if you keep looking back.
Right.
Like, honestly, use your rear view mirror, but you can't drive in your rear view mirror. If you're going to actually go backwards, you better turn your head around. You better point to where you're going to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Luke 9:62.
But Jesus says to him,
Oh, you're good.
no one having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of God.
You can't look back. Can't go
Yeah.
backwards. Can't. It's got to stop.
Yeah.
And I think churches do that terribly. Like instead of moving ahead in the future, like and looking back.
Yeah, and I mean, just we as individuals and as leaders, so many times.
Yeah.
I remember reading one of the books of your friend Monroe.
Yeah, Monroe.
Miles Monroe. When he was talking about this, but he said a man, the way he taught it, he said a man that sets his hand to the plow and looks back. He says that he meant he cannot be trusted. He cannot be a good leader because you don't know at what moment he's gonna quit. He's like a rotten tooth. You can enjoy your meal
So good.
because you don't know what moment he's gonna hurt.
Man, you're having some brilliant moments here. That's so good.
I think he's.
I love that. And then the lines that he's plowing crooked, right? If he's looking back, the line's not even straight, and then he loses direction where he's going.
So you are not fit for the kingdom of God, or for the kingdom of heaven.
Lot's wife.
She looked back. She did.
God was giving her a direction out, but she was looking back. And sometimes God gives you vision, but you're looking back, and he can't take you forward.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what, Pastor? I mean, to me, I can say, I can speak it, I can preach it all day long, but I do recognize that it's hard sometimes, to, stay the course and keep your eyes looking forward and keep looking. And sometimes we want to look back. Yeah. But it's not healthy.
Not healthy.
Not fruitful at all.
Yeah.
Not good for anybody.
Yeah.
Jeremy loaned me this pen, and then a light came on, and I don't know how to turn it off.
Jeremy, he has knives in his pocket and lighted.
All sorts of gadgets.
Oh, he's like, what's that guy named Go-Go Gadget? Or what's his name? Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Inspector Plumley. Well, now that light's blinding me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pastor. I'm just going to put it right there and let the body run down or whatever. It's terrible.
Point number 9, Ecclesiastes 7:11-12.
Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and profitable to those who see the sun. For wisdom is a defense, as money is a defense. But listen to this. But the excellence of knowledge is that wisdom gives life to those who have it. Wow.
I wrote down here, I don't know why I was making these statements, but wisdom and wealth are wonderful.
Yeah.
But wealth without wisdom is terrible, puts you in a bad mess.
Yeah. Yes.
So if you're going to row a boat and go anywhere, you're going to need 2 oars. It sucks doing it with one. There you go. You're going around in
circles. Yeah, definitely.
It's the parable we read Sunday when we talked about Monopoly. We talked about the offering when, we live our life like we play Monopoly. And like Jesus looked back and said, "You fool." Mm-hmm. Like you gained everything, but you die without God. You're foolish, and you gain all this wealth, and at the end you can't even enjoy it because you messed it all up. So that's not using wise. That's not living right.
Yeah. As I was listening to you on this parable that you use, you said eventually, like in a Monopoly game, eventually you put everything on the box.
It all goes back in the box, baby.
And then when that goes back in the box, we present ourselves to God with what?
Empty.
Wasted time, wasted opportunities, gifts that we never developed, jobs that we should have done that never did, never got involved. Yeah. It's terrible.
J. Vernon McGee, I told this story Sunday. J. Vernon McGee tells the story that his friend watched John D. Rockefeller eating at a restaurant, the richest man there, but he couldn't even afford he couldn't even eat the best food because his stomach was messed up. So he gained all this wealth, but then he couldn't enjoy it. Yeah. And yet a guy who was waiting on them was on his lunch break and was eating the best steak in the house. He couldn't afford it because he worked there, he got it.
Yeah. Wow. So let me say this, Pastor. I kind of feel to say this. So maybe somebody's listening to us it's time to roll the dice, so to speak, you know. And we better make sure that whatever our dice lands and whatever that takes us, that we invest wisely, that we speak wisely, that we do wisely, because eventually it will go back in the box.
So powerful.
And you don't want to kill your ministry with you, take your gifts with you, your opportunities with you. I mean, you want to bless, right? You want to do God's will and accomplish God's purpose for your life.
Man, put a cha-ching right on top of his head, man. That is brilliant right there. Brilliant. All goes back in the box, and you better be able to.
Yeah. Oh, but I learned.
I don't even know how we don't even close this how we close this, right? We got 2 more points, but man, that was good.
Yeah. I mean, you're the boss.
Well, I don't know. You make this better. I know that. Let's do the next 2 real fast.
Well, I don't have the notes on that one.
How much time we been, Jeremy? We're done.
Yeah,
hey, thank you. You were brilliant. Hey, I pray
brother.
you guys are learning and growing from this. We're challenging you. We're challenging ourselves. We're learning from this ourselves. Hey, don't miss the podcast. This week, we have some great services here. We have great services over at Northwest. Pastor Augustine's preaching there in English. He's also preaching there in Spanish.
Yes.
And so come, be filled with the Word of God, find a place to serve, get involved. We love you guys in Jesus' name.
Love you guys.